Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluhu. Amma ba'du, fa'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. This is study 9 of the Ramadan daily Quran studies for the year 2023, compiled by Zahid Aziz for the Anjuman Ishaat Islam, Lahore, UK. The topic of this study 9 is faith or belief, known in Arabic as īmān. The Holy Quran repeatedly refers to faith or īmān and to deeds or a'mal. These two words are often used together to describe the believers, those who believe and do good deeds. This is the recurring description of true believers in the Quran. The Quran uses the words for believer and belief to refer to three levels of faith. First of all, people who merely claim to believe by their words. They make the statement that they believe. Secondly, people who are convinced of the truth of the belief in their hearts. And thirdly, those who also reflect on their belief and express the belief in their actions. The Holy Quran says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu billahi wa rasulihi wal kitabil ladzi nazzala ala rasulihi wal kitabil ladzi anzala min qabl, which translates as follows: O you who believe in Allah and His Messenger and the book which He has revealed to His Messenger and the book which He revealed before. Chapter 4, verse 136. Those addressed here as you who believe are people who merely claim to believe. They are told to believe in the true sense of believing in their hearts and acting according to that faith. In another place, the Quran tells some Muslims who said we believe, it tells them not to say we believe, because it says faith has not yet entered into your hearts. And then those people are told, and if you obey Allah and His Messenger, He will not diminish anything of your deeds. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. Chapter 49, verse 14. And the meaning is that to whatever extent they follow Islam, they will have the benefit of it. And it then says in the next verse as follows: Innamal mu'minuna allazina amanu billahi wa rasulihi summa lam yartabu wa jahadu bi amwalihim wa anfusihim fi sabilillah ulaika humus sadiqun. And that translates as follows: the believers are those only who believe in Allah and His Messenger, then they do not doubt and struggle hard with their wealth and their lives in the way of Allah. Such are the truthful ones. Chapter 49, verse 15. Here again the word believe is used in two different senses. To believe in Allah and His Messenger is just verbal expression of belief. The believers are required to do more than just believe in that way. They should have full faith without doubt and then struggle hard for self-improvement and for the cause of Islam. In Hadith, the word īmān is frequently used in its wider sense as including good deeds. For example, there is a Hadith as follows: faith or īmān has over 70 branches, the highest of which is the belief that nothing deserves to be worshipped except Allah. In other words, La ilaha illallah. And the lowest of these branches is the removal from the way or from the road of something which might cause injury to anyone. This is in Sahih Muslim. And there is another hadith: faith or īmān has over 60 branches, and modesty or haya is a branch of faith, and this is in Bukhari. These hadith reports are mentioning true faith and what qualities a true believer should possess. They mean that there are a large number of good qualities, ranging from small to major, which a person must acquire in order to be a complete believer. The opposite of faith or īmān is kufr or unbelief. Just as the doing of a good deed is called īmān or a part of īmān, so the doing of an evil deed or omitting an obligatory duty is called kufr or a part of kufr. In Hadith, the act by a Muslim to kill another Muslim is called kufr. And for a Muslim to omit saying his obligatory prayers is also called kufr. It is also reported in Hadith, the Prophet said, "By Allah, he does not believe. By Allah, he does not believe. By Allah, he does not believe." It was said, "Who is that, O Messenger of Allah?" And the Holy Prophet replied, "That person whose neighbor is not safe from his evil." And this is in Bukhari. But such Muslims do not become unbelievers or kafir. They remain Muslims in spite of committing an act of unbelief. And in this case, that act of unbelief is harming your neighbor. It is true that a Muslim committing a wrong, that is to say, committing an act of unbelief, still remains a Muslim. But this does not mean that the bad deeds of a Muslim are not punished by Allah. Similarly, a non-Muslim doing a good deed, that is to say, a deed which is regarded in Islam as a deed of faith, still remains a non-Muslim. But this does not mean that the good deeds of the non-Muslim are not rewarded. As the Holy Quran puts it in very clear words, as follows: فَمَن يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ وَمَن يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ شَرًّا يَرَهُ. Meaning, so he who has done an atom's weight of good will see it, and he who has done an atom's weight of evil will see it. Chapter 99, verses 7 and 8. A believer is capable of doing evil, and an unbeliever is capable of doing good, and each shall be punished or rewarded by Allah for what he does. But whatever deed of unbelief a Muslim may commit, no other Muslim has the right to expel him from the brotherhood of Islam, so long as he declares belief that there is no God but Allah and that Muhammad is his messenger. That then is the end of study 9. Barakallahu lana wa lakum fil Qur'anil Azim wa nafa'na wa iyyakum bil ayati wa zikril hakim. Innahu ta'ala jawadun karimun malakum bararur rahim.